When it comes to Goblioka episodes, especially those in season one will come up the most all time. And if you ask any hardcore Lyoko fan what the truth is, they'll bring up one episode in particular. Episode 24, Ghost Channel. An episode that is the most experimental, most forward thinking, and pretty much marks the doom of the episodic structure in the series. The last last week, I told you that this was the last episodic episode. This one is kind of the first non episodic. Because after this, the tone takes a dark shift. Big twist, big changes, an entirely new season begin 2 episodes from here. And in the last gasp of experimentation, Ghost Channel showcases what the non episodic structure did for the show later, but also acts as a swan song to Code Lyoka's original watch it and forget structure. But many other forms of sci fi have talked about alternate dark worlds or being trapped in worlds and places of evil demise. Ghost Channel is one of those. It's like Silent Hill and the Matrix come to life. It's the closest that Code Lyoko comes to its Matrix parallel. Xana manages to create a shadow world, mimicking the school and trapping Oregon and Yumi there, while keeping the real Jeremy in the real world. But like a big brother, he's watching the three, keeping them trapped within. It's up to Jeremy, of all people, to make a risky experimental dive into the virtual in between to pull the others out. The show, in the effort of this, showcases both worlds back to back, both sections happening at the same time. Yumi being the most suspicious that something is not quite right here, while Jeremy and Aelita try to figure out what the heck is going on. When they do, the horror begins. Zombie-like zombie-like looking specters completely under Xana's control chase down the young computer nerd in a pseudo horror movie aesthetic as he tries to figure things out. He ultimately does, pull, pulling them out by approximating that Xana knows nothing about friendship and human emotion that ends up breaking the false Jeremy facade. It is in this moment that we hear Xana speak for the first time. 4 bone-chilling words. You are going to die. And it just so happens that Aelita manages to pull them all back from the brink Jeremy saves the day, and he'll get the last laugh coming up here. And not only in this episode, but the next one too. The episode is not only worth watching, it's why I skipped the synopsis. It's the best example of what Code Lyoko does at its absolute terrifying and tension-filled best. The best episode of season 1 by far, and this is without question. It's the sticking point for most Lyoko fans for sticking it all the way through. It is both thrilling, tension, spooky, unnerving, horrifying, all the emotions of great horror movies transplanted into 22 minutes. An episode that sticks with you even long since after you watched it. A 6 out of 6. The episode that pseudo convinced me nearly 20 years ago to see it through the long haul. This is the moneymaker, the one episode to win 'em over. Every great show historically has always had the one episode that jumps it to the next level. Ghost Channel is that episode. But next week, we get a season wide payoff. We get near the end of the first season. It's funny, when I started this journey nearly 26 weeks ago, I didn't think I'd get here. I thought I would lose motivation, but now we're here. 2 episodes away from the end of season 1 and 2 episodes away from beginning the second greatest season of animated television that I have ever laid eyes on. It's hard to believe we're here. Next week is Code Earth. Hope you'll join me. Join me then. Find peace in your own nirvana. I'll see you next week.